Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Conservative Viewpoints Waking Up America. I'm your host, Charlie, the Country Conservative. I'm still trying to get things going this early morning. Stayed up late last night trying to get some things downloaded for this show and for my show tonight, the Conservative Viewpoint. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can make it, it's going to be one hell of a show. But this morning, you're going to get a glimpse into what we go through on my show at night. Of course, we get a lot more in depth into the show, and we got a lot of great listeners and people in chat that really get involved in the stuff, and they get in more subjects than even what we talk about, and it's awesome. And I try to get involved with them, and because they are the ones that make this show, and I love every bit about it. I don't really expect anyone to get involved in chat in the mornings because you guys are probably running around getting ready for work, or you're at work like we had yesterday. A guy was at work, tuned into the show, and just listening as you're rushing around, getting your breakfast, your coffee in and everything. And that's what you got to do. You got to get that first thing in the morning. You got to get that. And I'm about ready for another one. So I stay up a little later than normal. I don't sleep very much anyway, about 2 to 3 hours a day. Just sucks. But I definitely trying to get some of this because it's been an interesting time here. There it is. Trying to get this going here and make sure I get all my stuff arranged. So I see what's going on. I watch chats and everything in here, and then I got my videos and stuff, and I got my articles over here that we'll be going through. So I have a lot to pay attention to. So I try to get as much as I can done before. That's why I run that like little 30-second snippet right there at the beginning, the countdown. So I can get some places going live like Wimkin, WIMKIN.com. Check it out. You'll love it. It's like a Facebook conservative. Pretty much you don't get censored like you do on these other sites. So because they don't want the truth out, and that's what we're about. We're about getting into the truth. Here at the Conservative Viewpoint, we believe the truth always matters. And your opinion matters. And that's why I love it when you guys get into chat and giving me your comments. I try to put out as many as I can and let people know that people are fed up with everything that's going on, with the lies that we get out of our federal government. They've forgotten the part that they work for us. And if you would, I'm not even going to pick on Joe Biden no more because it's a shame that we're not getting answers, and the man should be in a rest home. And he's not, and I blame that on Joe Biden and their little inner circle that they got. Pelosi, Obama, the puppet master, Hillary Clinton. Oh yeah, there's so many we can blame for that, and it's like you can't even blame them. But there's I'm going to give you guys a little glimpse into some videos. I got actually 3 of them going to show you. 2 of them I've already showed last night's shows, and they're going to be a repeat for tonight. And then one ad from the Republican National Committee. But this first video I'm going to show you is, where is Joe Biden? Has anyone seen him? No? And that's what I've got from Tucker Carlson. And he got it from Charlie Kirk. So 2 guys that very seldom get stuff wrong, right? So I'm going to give you a glimpse into what we see and what we're not seeing. So I want you to take a look at this. It's only about a minute long. And, think about it yourself. Listen to this.
This is from Charlie Kirk. The official story was that Biden's trip was cut short last week due to COVID. However, according to this source, U.S. Secret Service informed Las Vegas Metro that there was an emergency situation involving Joe Biden and to close necessary streets so that POTUS could be transported immediately to University Medical. Then mysteriously, there was a stand-down order, and the Secret Service informed local Vegas PD that they were going to medevac POTUS to Johns Hopkins, which they presume meant fly him back east as soon as possible. Apparently, the rumor mill in the police department was that Joe Biden was dying or already dead, possibly. Given that Joe Biden has been out of public sight for days and dropped out of the race via an X post, and his brother James indicated health was a factor, I'm beginning to grow more curious if COVID or something else has been more serious than reported. Clearly something is going on here. I don't know what it is. I know it's hallmark, which is secrecy. Secrecy is the hallmark of lying. Right. So they're lying.
Well, I'm sure Las Vegas Metro would be just as forthcoming as they were during the during the October shooting.
Yeah, the worst mass shooting in American history.
So, draw your own conclusions. If you guys are hearing something different, that's great. Let me know. You can email me at conservativeviewpoint@yahoo.com. Send me the article, whatever you see. And supposedly with that letter I read you guys yesterday morning, he's supposed to address the nation about him dropping out. But the time to do it is now, not later, when you can, if he is still alive, think of lies. Because that whole letter was a bunch of lies. That's what we've gotten from this administration from day one. Lies. Non-transparency. And they're sitting there telling you that they are the most transparent administration ever. They've done so much for this country that anyone has ever done. All lies. They've ruined this country. They continue to ruin this country. And that's why November's election is so important. We got to get Democrats out of power at the state, local, and federal levels. No matter what happens, we have to do this or we lose our country. Liberals can sit there and say what they want. They can sit there and say that Joe Biden's done great for this country. What has he done? We got higher inflation, higher taxes, higher gas prices. Food prices are up 200%. Jeez, I'm Pete. You can't even go to the grocery store and grab one bag for $100. Takes $200+ to fill my truck up with diesel. It's almost $5 a gallon. It's like, nothing. They lied to you about taxes. They said nobody under making under $400,000 a year is going to have their taxes raised. Well, that's a lie. When you raise prices of stuff, we're paying more taxes, and they don't get it. Their economists are the worst ever. When you don't give tax breaks to corporations, big corporations, what happens? They raise the taxes, or they raise their prices up, which in a turn, you pay more taxes, plus you pay more price for the goods that you want. They have to offset what the government is charging them. So it's not the big corporations raising these prices, it's the government. It's Joe Biden and the Democrat Party. They're pushing for all this ruination of this country, trying to put a false Green Deal that there's no effect. Even if this stuff was real and we were 100% green, okay, we would be 1% of this country's green energy. 1%. Now, how much is that? Nothing, because none of the other countries are doing anything about it. China continues to build coal-powered energy plants, and all their plants are coal-powered. They're not trying to save anything. And coal is one of the most natural resources, burning resource. You can do clean coal, and that it's all coming from underneath of our feet. It's all natural. If you believe in the Democrats and this lying bull, that's your problem. But everything's natural, and they're just trying to make money on this. They're trying to make money, and that's all it is. And I don't care who believes it or not. It's a fact. And now we got supposedly Kamala Harris. And I read an article this morning that she has delicate support. Oh, wow. But I'm going to show you an ad that the RNC put out about the truth about Kamala Harris. And I wasn't going to do, but I'm going to give you guys a little treat. And because I always say you have to come to the show to see stuff. Well, tonight's show is going to be a bomber. Man, I tell you what, I have got so many on the director of the Secret Service testifying yesterday. It was a disaster for her. She definitely needs fired. She's hiding a horrible thing on Trump's assassination attempt. She couldn't even answer the fact, how many shell casings did they find up on the roof with the shooter? She couldn't say 1, none, 10, 100,000, nothing. She's saying it's an ongoing investigation. This is the Democrats' way of getting away with stuff. I cannot talk about an ongoing investigation. FBI Director Wray, same thing. Every time he's in front of the House Judiciary Committee, who controls them, who is their boss, says, I will not talk about ongoing or possible investigations down the line. When he won't answer questions. They're hiding evidence. That's period. That's what it is. And every time they do that, they should be locked up immediately. Don't pass go. Don't get $200. None of that crap. But here is an ad about the truth on Kamala Harris. And I've got one myself to show you after this. So take a look at this one.
Warning. The following may upset liberals who don't want voters to know the truth about Kamala Harris.
If you ever wondered how Joe Biden could get the border so screwed up, remember, he had help. Here's Biden appointing Kamala Harris to be his border czar to deal with illegal immigration. And here are a record number of illegal immigrants, 10 million and counting, flooding over the border after Harris was put in charge of stopping illegal immigration. To be fair, Harris got off to a rough start by ignoring the border.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
I'm here in Guatemala today. At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
Harris was liberal on illegal immigration before she ever reached the White House. As a prosecutor in San Francisco, Harris allowed illegal immigrant drug dealers to enter job training and have their criminal records wiped clean. One of the illegal immigrants Harris released went on to steal an SUV and ran down a young woman, seriously injuring her. And, of course, Harris backs sanctuary city laws that harbor illegal immigrants, even criminals. She even backs taxpayer-funded health care for illegals, record illegal immigration, special treatment for illegals, taxpayer-paid benefits. And Harris still doesn't get it.
I've been working on this issue for a very long time.
That's the truth about Kamala Harris. She's dangerously liberal on illegal immigration.
This is what people want. Why? Because she's a woman, a supposedly black woman. I wouldn't know that, but I don't see it. But this is like yesterday's article that I had, that the Democrats and the DNC would put in a demented old fool like Joe Biden, or this thing, to save from being embarrassed. That's exactly what they said. We were going to run through the nomination of Joe Biden before they dropped him, because they were going to be embarrassed in front of the world. We're already embarrassed in front of the world. We're a laughing stock in front of the world. And now look at Miss Cackles herself. Would happen to get in there, we are finished. We are completely, this place will be overrun. We will be attacked. They will be China, Russia. Somebody will be trying to take over this country. because you've got the most weakest individuals in the world. We've got to strengthen up our government, our military, and we have got to start showing some fear again. People do not fear us. They do not. What they believe is that we will not attack. We will not do anything. Why? Because Joe Biden is that way. And right now, if he's still around with us, he's still the installed president of this country, and a piss poor one at that. But now I want to show you this one, about a minute and a half, and this is what she thinks everything's a joke. And problem is that she is the joke. So I want you to take a look at this real quick. And this is Tulsi Gabbard that really puts it in front of her face during a debate. So take a look at this.
Congresswoman Gabbard, you took issue with Senator Harris confronting Vice President Biden at the last debate. You called it a, quote, false accusation that Joe Biden is a racist. What's your response?
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting Black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done.
And I inhale. I did inhale. It was a long time ago, but yes.
So if it was legalized all throughout the country and medicinal, would you do it?
Listen, I think that it gives a lot of people joy, and we need more joy.
She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about
it. See, this is what you're going to get. And these people see this and they're only wanting to vote for her. And I noticed some friends of mine on Facebook are wanting to back her because she's a woman. That's it. This is why these people are voting. How much you don't have any brains. You don't vote for somebody because their gender. Just because she's a woman, make sure she has no qualifications whatsoever to be in the position she is now, let alone run this country. Now, I give you a glimpse into what we're going to get into tonight. I have articles that we're going to go over the Secret Service. This is what it's all about tonight, is the Secret Service director. It was a total, oh my God, it was a disaster for this lady. She should not be in the position she's in. She needs to go now, but she testified yesterday about Trump's assassination attempt. That's the first article. Embattled Secret Service director to tell Top House Committee, we failed to protect the presidents, which she did. Join in tonight at 9 if you can for more of the details and videos on this. I've got videos galore, and every one of these people that question her, even the Democrats and Republicans both are calling for her resignation. She refuses to give it after her complete and total failure that was admitted to by her. And this is not the first time that she's had a failure to protect these people. So if it was you or I had done something bad and this is about the worst you can get. If you did something wrong at your work, you either got suspended until you did so many times, then you got fired. Well, that's what needs to happen now. Next, Trump received no warnings of the assassination threat. When they knew there was a threat, they still let him go on that stage. They never told him about it. So why don't you think this is a plot to kill him when you're not warning him? And this isn't the first time that these people have went around his back. Just like that General Milley, I think it was, that called China and warned them that Trump would do something. They call the enemy. They are our enemy. You don't do that. These people were going around Trump's back totally. Now Trump's woke up. He sees the people and what they are like, and he won't make the same mistake twice. Now, Secret Service repeatedly denied Trump's request for additional aid, which was admitted, but she wouldn't go into detail about it. She was hiding everything. She's hiding and saying that the FBI is in charge of the investigation. They are in charge, period. Secret Service is the ones to protect these people. They are the ones that should be leading the investigation, period. But of course not. They're going to put other people in to hide stuff because that FBI is better at hiding stuff than they are. House GOP demands Secret Service director face accountability and new resolution. Must be fired now, they say. They say. They've been saying Biden needs out of office. They've been saying Merrick Garland needs held accountable. The only one that they did was Alejandro Mayorkas. They impeached him. But he's still in there because the Senate didn't impeach him. Of course not. They're Democrats. They want the corruption to keep going. Next, we're going to get into Representative Mace calls bullshit. And that's what she says right on the video, too. And on response from Secret Service Director Cheadle. This is the kind of stuff, and that's one of them I already have. So she tells her she's full of it, too. And she doesn't spin words. She says it straight up. You got to come tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to watch the show tonight to get the gist of, not the gist, the whole thing. There's no way I can cut these videos down enough for you not to hear what this woman, how she lies and spits in the face of Congress, and she works for them. This is, I just don't understand how you couldn't do that in a real job and get away with this kind of stuff. But in the government, you can do and get away with whatever you want as long as you're a Democrat. Next, we're going to get into Secret Service Director. Trump assassination attempt was the biggest agency failure in decades. Decades. She admits this, says it, and you'll hear it in those videos. And nobody does a thing. This is just what dumbfounds me. Now, the Secret Service has locked down Mar-a-Lago as it amps up security around Trump. A little too late for that, don't you think? It should have been done way before this. They knew about the credible threats with Iran and everybody else that threatens them. I mean, almost all these presidents get some kind of threat one way or the other. But it's never acted on like this. So that goes to tell me we know what's going on here, right? All right, next. Senator points to mistake Secret Service made in blame game over sweeping buildings where Trump shooter was. This is just another example of the, what do I want to say? This is the way the Biden administration has been since day one. It's everybody else's fault, but not theirs. And you heard back in the day that Biden said he would take and own up to all of his mistakes. No, they blame everyone else, and the first one to blame is Trump. Trump. Oh, they have not. Then they got Russia. Now Russia did this. Russia collusion. We all know that's fake. Russia's doing this. Russia's interfering in elections. Russia, and then it went to China. Then it went to other places. It's like it's everybody else but their own problem. Day one, Biden got in there and did away with all Trump's orders. What does he do? He blames Trump. The economy was at its best, even with the pandemic. Biden inherited a 1.9% inflation. What is it at now? We're at 9 something or something like that. I mean, it's horrible. He destroyed this country right off the bat. The economies that they have are the worst. Their financial secretary, Secretary of Treasury, whatever, Janet Yellen. Oh my God. The feds now are not going to move inflation rate. They were going to up the inflation rates before Joe Biden dropped out. For some reason, they're just going to leave it go because they know everybody knows that he's gone out of here. He's out of the presidency. So the economy will get better if Trump gets into office. So it's what I'm guessing they're thinking, because they're gonna wait these few months out and see what happens. But they have done nothing. The inflation is stalemated. They have not reduced inflation or the interest rates or anything. They have to kill the economy to regain it again. And this is what they're pushing for. You guys got to wake up and see this. They've destroyed this on purpose. They're still letting all these illegal immigrants in. And I think the other countries are running out of people. Now, next one is feds now say a local sniper was also shot at Crooks after he started firing at the president. It only took a week to report. There's 3 shooters. There's a sniper. There's the Crooks himself shooting at Trump. You had a local police sniper that shot and missed. Then you had the Secret Service was shot and got him. But there's stories coming out that at first the Secret Service couldn't shoot because they couldn't see if he actually had a gun because they're in their line of sight. Obviously that was a lie, because they eventually did shoot him and killed him. So they obviously had a line of sight. And there's so many stories going around, we can't even keep them straight. I try to keep everything that we have on this so they can't hide more stuff, which they are going to. They're going to hide the truth no matter what it is, because it's an inside government job, because of all their corruption is coming to light. And they don't want Trump back in there because he's going to bring more of their corruption to light. And, well, he should. Now, mobile data from his cell phone reveals there was somebody else who regularly visited Thomas Crooks at his home and work, also visited a building in Washington, D.C. near the FBI office. This kid was slick for being a dumbass nerd. And he could get around the FBI, the Secret Service, the top law agencies that we have in this country. And this kid did it with no problem, with nobody questioning anything. Come on, give me a break, people. And if we make it this far, because like I said, I've got to download more videos. I've got a ton of them right now. The ones that I just showed you, I'm going to go over again tonight. But I've got a ton more I have to download yet this morning and get things out. But the last thing is Top Gunman had a Michigan school shooter's photo and foreign encrypted apps, according to the FBI. So this kid definitely was doing his research and stuff and was definitely mentally ill. Now, if he was not set up for this, he's pretty slick. Can get over on the FBI and the Secret Service, and nobody questions a thing about it. They just let him do, and they saw him. They caught him days before with a rangefinder. Didn't do anything about it. They saw people walking around. They said now there's just got some guy in a gray suit climbed up, was snapping pictures of the shooter. Didn't do a thing about it. There's all these opportunities that they had to stop this kid before the shooting happened, and needless lives were killed and taken and injured, and it could have all been avoided. Sounds to me that they didn't want to avoid it. What do you guys think? So this is the kind of stuff we're going to be going over tonight. You've got to join me if you can at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Conservative Viewpoint. Join us in chat where we get involved, deeply involved, into your opinions on everything and other stuff. I mean, there's stuff that we get into that's unreal that really will wake you up. And everybody's opinion on the fact, and that's what we're here for. You need to get your voices heard. Pretty much why I started this video, except for a little buddy of mine going to school for this, so he gets some experience. Now he's started his own stuff, and he comes on here when he gets a chance to, keep stuff going. And this is what we started this for, to get the truth out to people. And I'm hoping that you guys are seeing that this is the truth. You won't get it from cable news network. That's why people are cutting the cable and switching over to places like this. Well, bigger ones like Dan Bongino, Wendy Bell, Charlie Kirk, all those big guys, you know, to get hundreds of thousands in here. You know, I'm happy if I reach one person. As long as we get the truth out, people wake up, because November's right around the corner, guys. So, all right, I hope you enjoyed the show this morning. Please, if you can, check me out tonight on the Conservative Viewpoint, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me know in chat that you're there. Just say hi, so I know you're watching, and we can get some stuff going out for you guys. So I thank you for watching this morning. And if you can, please join me tonight. And if not, you guys have a great day. See you later.